Hello there! We've updated our CACFP software to comply with the new meal pattern changes effective October 2017. Beginning October 1st, the following changes will be available for child and/or adult meal production records. First, for child care and at-risk after-school facilities, there are now 4 plan participation age groups instead of 3. We've added a new age group for 13 to 18-year-olds. Next, we've added whole milk to the required components section for breakfast, lunch, and supper. This is to meet the new requirement that 1-year-olds are served whole milk. And when you select milk on snacks, a whole milk line will automatically display for you as well and calculate according to the number of 1-year-old participants. Please note that the whole milk line item will only appear on meal records for child care centers. This line item will calculate the minimum quantity needed based on the number of 1-year-olds listed on the meal record. The 1% or fat-free milk line item will still appear as it normally would and will calculate a minimum quantity based on the number of participants age 2 and older. It's also important to note that the whole milk line item won't appear on meal records for adult daycare centers since adults are not required to have this milk type. You can also still manually adjust your plan participation numbers on the meal record if you wish to do so. To do this, just click on one of the white numbers at the top of the meal record, and the edit window will appear. Here you'll notice a slight difference in how the age groups are broken down. We've separated the 1-year-olds from the 2-year-olds in order to accurately calculate the quantity of whole milk. However, the number of 1 to 2-year-olds will still appear together as a combined amount once you save your changes to the meal record. And you can now substitute a meat item for the grain component at breakfast. It's easy. Just select the grain component on your breakfast meal record. Now use the food group drop-down list to select meat. Then choose the option you want in the menu item and food item drop-down lists. Add your package size and click Save. That's it! The meal record will now display the meat item in place of the grain, and minimum quantities will automatically be calculated based on your plan participation numbers. But remember, you're only allowed to substitute a meat for a grain at breakfast for a maximum of 3 times per week. But don't worry, if you attempt to substitute a meat for a grain item more than 3 times a week, the software will give you a friendly reminder that this is not allowable. And we also have you covered with the new juice requirement. Since TDA no longer allows juice to be served twice in the same day, if you've already listed juice on your meal record, and then you attempt to list it twice on the same day, the software will give you a message letting you know you've already met the juice limit for that day. Sweet! And since fruits and vegetables are now split into separate components, we've made a few updates for you here as well. On lunch and supper, you can serve a fruit and a vegetable, or you can serve 2 vegetables. However, we've made sure you can't accidentally list 2 fruits anymore for these meal types in the required components section. If you attempt to list 2 fruits in the required components section for lunch or supper, The software will give you a message reminding you of the correct components for these meal types. We're looking out for you. And on snacks, you can now opt to serve a fruit and a vegetable. And you can also still serve other snack combinations, such as milk and crackers, yogurt and fresh fruit, and much more. And there are a few items you'll notice are no longer available for you to select for the grain component. For example, all grain-based dessert items have now been removed from our menu database, since these sweet grain items are no longer allowable according to the updated meal pattern requirements. But don't worry, we haven't deleted them if you've already listed them on your existing meal records. But note that you will be required to update any grain-based dessert items that you may still have on your meal records before you can approve them after October 1st. And don't forget that according to the recent memo from TDA, graham crackers and animal crackers have been excluded from the grain-based dessert list, so you can still serve these items for your grain component at snacks. And just for adult daycare centers, there's one more quick update you'll want to see. Adults are now allowed to substitute yogurt for the milk component once per day. So on the adult meal record, you can select the milk component and use the drop-down list to select yogurt. Minimum quantities will automatically recalculate based on your plan participation numbers. However, if you try to substitute the milk component for yogurt more than once per day, the software will give you a friendly reminder that this is not allowed. We've got you covered here too. And that concludes our tour of the changes in the software for the new meal pattern requirements effective October 1st, 2017 for childcare, at-risk, and adult meal records. We hope you've enjoyed the ride. Thanks for watching.